I'd always had this idea in my head about dating. I always thought it was supposed to be like something out of Archie comics, you know, where you go to the soda shop and you have a milkshake
and then like they bring a friend with them to like help deflect attention because they're too like, you know, they don't want to say no. So you show up at like some coffee shop and you're really excited, like bring flowers, and they're like sitting there with a friend. You know?
And it was my first, I guess what you'd say, wouldn't call it an adult relationship. However you define an adult relationship.
We went and saw like Biodome. That's what it was. We went and saw Biodome, yeah.
I used a word that I don't normally use, and actually I've never used the word except on this one occasion, and the woman was frumpy.
The question just got really awkward and super like sexual.
She just like had like this sweater that was like, made her look even larger than she was. It's like she slept in this all the time.
It was a group date, and I may have spent most of the evening kind of flirting with one of the other people in the group.
Well, she was just asking me if anyone had ever like tied me to it, or fucked me in it, or if it comes apart, and if it comes apart, could we like use different parts of it?
And just like even her voice, I was just like, no, I can't deal with this. This has got to end.
And just the conversation just kept coming back to my chair.
I seem to recall like closing a taxi door on somebody's head.
And she took my gloves and she walked across the parking lot, the snow-covered parking lot, with my gloves. The space of time it took me to get from the car to the door, my hands had frozen to the rims of my wheels. And she was just kind of doing nothing. She was giving me the silent treatment, eat her food, this is Valentine's Day. And I waited a solid 5 minutes for my hands to unfreeze from my chair.
And she was the kind of girl that would drink a lot and then pass out at the club. She peed the bed. She peed in my bed, and she peed all over me. And the funny thing was, she wasn't very apologetic. She was just like, oh, yeah, sorry. She did it at other friends' places, my bed, on like a couch at a hostel that I was working at. She basically peed her way across Australia from one hostel to the next, getting wasted every single night. I don't think she's allowed to go to Australia now.
The boyfriend of the girl I'd broken up with came up to me at a function that I was at and introduced himself and said to me, I want to thank you for breaking up with her, because if you hadn't, I wouldn't have met the girl of my dreams.
Dated her from like 17 to the age of 23, you know, and like from the age of 20 to 23 was like trying to find ways to break up with this person. Because I tried to do it a few times and like I'd always been kind of like talked back into it.
I actually got dumped over the phone twice.
Can't remember what it was. She used to like yelling me a lot.
I mean, I didn't do anything super crazy, but I think sometimes I could come across as stocky guy after a breakup, you know, if I really like the girl. So yeah, but no police were ever called against me, so that's.
If things are going bad, the best way out is to sort of change everything, you know, leave the country.
Online dating.
I think it seems weird if you're going to pay money to sign up for like Kettle of Fish. That's one, right? Kettle of Fish?
Yes, once, and I am now 4 years into that relationship. That was, yeah, it's a bit of an anomaly, but yeah, things are good so far. We don't want to kill each other. We're fairly happy together.
Yeah, we were both kind of busy at the time. It was at the beginning of the summer. We got our first date, and then I think it was near the end of summer before we got a second date in, and slowly started working things out, and now we're married.
Well, I've been dumped once, and it didn't really stick.
It definitely gets better. Much better. Once it stops being so panicked and desperate, then it relaxes and it's way better. It's way better.
Yeah, it gets better. Yeah.
It gets better.
It gets better. It does, really. So don't give up hope. Enjoy those dates that go off the rails, because there are awesome stories later.